agenda of the regular meeting of the Parks and Recreation Committee of the City of Bisbee, County of Cochise, State of Arizona, to be held on Tuesday, November 12th, 2024 at 5:30, 915 Toryville Road. I'm calling this meeting to order at 5:30.
Right on time.
So, roll call. Kevin Cummins, present. Patricia Damon.
Present.
Tracy D'Angelo.
Present.
Deborah Young is excused, I believe. And Bill Bailey is excused. Mel, absent. Matthew Gurney.
Present.
And Logan Dodd. Thank you. All right, we do have people here for the call to the public. As I understand, we can ask them questions?
No.
It's just a presentation?
Yeah, they can just,
That's
they
it.
have, I believe, 3 minutes, and we can put a timer on. And then you just state your name and, yeah, your name, pretty much.
And
So,
tell us what you want to tell us.
Yep.
Yeah.
yeah, so, oh, you got it? Okay, so,
So we don't have a sign up, but there's actually.
no, we don't have signups, but yeah, you
Okay.
just call whoever.
Linda Moore?
Just up here, or where
Yeah,
should I
yeah,
be? Okay.
At the microphone.
All right. My name's Linda Moore, and I'm here on behalf of the pickleball players in the community. And I'm actually the USA Pickleball Ambassador for the area. So I talked to Caitlin a little bit about maybe coming and just giving a little presentation about how it would be possible to get more pickleball in the area. I've heard through the grapevine that in Warren there's actually 4 tennis courts, and there's a possibility of that maybe being pickleball also, you know, maybe part of it being pickleball, part of it being tennis, remaining of tennis, but it's also, I think it's also owned by the school system, so there would have to be some kind of collaboration with them, and I don't know if that's actually started or whatever, but on behalf of the pickleball players in the area, I just thought I'd come out and just explain a little bit. In Sierra Vista, they had 4 tennis courts kind of close to the library. And about, I don't know, 3-4 years ago, they made them into 8 pickleball courts. So I went over there today and in Warren, and I'm thinking that that could actually happen because the courts are a little cracked, but not too bad. And I would think it would be possible maybe to resurface, take out the tennis nets, and then either have temporary nets or permanent nets. I mean, permanent nets would be fantastic, but you can actually put 8 pickleball courts on 2 tennis courts. So it would be, I see it as if you're working with the schools, that they could use the courts. And pickleball is a very easy game to learn, and kids would pick it up just like that. Elementary, junior high, high school, and there could be, I just see that would be a lot more use than what they are right now. And as far as our club goes, it's a very low key. We're not totally organized. I've taught several people how to play, and I'd say we have 30 or 40 people that show up and play pickleball different times. And so what I do is I just show people how to play, and then they are invited to our group, and then we mix everybody up. So if there was a few more courts, it would be a lot better. And anyway, that's all I was going to say. But I don't know how to exactly work with other people, like work with the school system, you know, to try to maybe collaborate. So that's all. Oh wow! I know some time.
Oh my God, yeah.
Perfect.
Do you have, if I can get your information, we can include you when we're at that stage.
I got her info.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
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 She helped me find a good pickleball court.
Yeah, with the nets. And we love the pickleball courts in Old Bisbee, we get to see them all the time.
Okay.
But yeah, they're great, but it would be nice to have a few more, and we could also, I know my 3 minutes are up, but we could also maybe do fundraisers, run tournaments to help pay for them. And maybe, I don't know if we can maybe do a little fundraiser, but let me know. Okay.
Thank you, Linda.
All right, that's it.
Thank you. We have representatives from the Bisbee Wildlife Habitat Project. Am I saying that right?
Project Wildlife.
Well, I got most of the words in there.
Yeah, you got a lot of words.
All right, so either Val or Doug?
Hi, I'm Doug Danforth, representing Project Wildlife Bisbee. As you know, or I hope you know, we've been landscaping the Upper Vista and with native plants, and those native plants are mostly from Chihuahua, from the Chihuahua Desert. So instead of calling it the Upper Vista from now on, we'd like it to be called Chihuahua Desert Garden. Not the Chihuahua Desert Garden. And we have plans for a big arch to go at the entrance, which would say that very thing. But we need officially to know that we can name it that.
Anything else?
I hope that's enough.
I see we have it on our agenda as
Shenanigans, yeah. Yeah, we don't want that name.
Yeah.
I don't think we're pulling any shenanigans there. Yeah. But anyway, we're using mostly Chihuahua Desert plants that we purchased at native plant nurseries, and we hope to continue to do more, but we really would like the Chihuahua Desert Garden as its official name.
So
Can I say something?
it's on our agenda to start the discussion.
Just to,
State your name.
hi, Valerie Beecham, Project Wildlife Bisbee. I just wanted to build on what Doug said in that this could also be an opportunity for education, for people who don't really know that we are in the Chihuahua Desert. I mean, it's really, most people think it's Sonoran Desert. And attract people from all over who are nature lovers and want to, appreciate different parts of the desert. And rather than just saying it's, the vista, I just think it's a really great opportunity for the community to learn about it, and also people who are interested in it from outside can come in and learn. That's all.
All right, thank you. So you are free to leave unless you want to wait through old business to new business. Might not take us long, but we will be having a discussion, possible recommendation to change the name.
Yes.
All right, so has everyone had a chance to look at the action agenda from last meeting in August?
And we can take that time at this point.
Okay. So we can bring up questions, right?
Yeah, if you have any questions, if you think something's wrong, then we can, or need to add anything, then
Okay. It all looks good, the watering on the parks. Sprinklers in the park should be on during the monsoon season, and should even be on a weather detection irrigation system, possibly hydrolyzed. Is that,
should be not on. That's,
Yeah.
my bad. We'll change that, should be
okay.
not on, okay.
And just, I think we were trying to recommend that they're on too much, and that the city's paying way too much in water. And we need, and I guess WaterWise doesn't do that, audit anymore, where they come out and tell you how much you've too much, but, you know, you can always do a poll in the ground and see how
Okay.
deep everything's going. Hydro-Wise is used at the demonstration garden on Melody Lane. And, yeah, so we have it on our phones, and theoretically, we can change it, but it's offline, and we don't know how to put it back online. So,
Gotcha.
anyway,
Okay.
it is good.
So I notated that, and we'll make that notation in the change.
Okay.
Anything else?
Should we talk more about trash cans in Vista, or is that still under,
That,
working on it?
It was
That's,
approved, wasn't it approved previous meeting and
yes.
just haven't really followed up with it. But
Yeah,
we've
okay.
talked a little bit about it, but I do have a plan.
Okay.
So is now the time to talk about it?
No, we can't
Okay.
talk about these, we can just see if there's any change that needs to be changed
Oh,
to
okay.
this action agenda. We can't review and go over what has been done.
Okay, so the trees on Shear Avenue and Howell need to be trimmed down? Yeah, I mean, they're.
Yeah, we can't
Okay.
discuss it, if you need to make any changes for the record, this is what this is for.
Okay, they still need to be trimmed down, and nothing's
Okay,
happened.
that's, okay, that's what.
So when does that happen then? We can put it out for discussion then? I mean, if something,
If you
Then
want
we wanna
something
go
to
back.
continue, then you put it on the agenda.
okay,
But if it, yeah, and that's part of the problem, you know, we didn't even know we were supposed to have agenda items until 3:30 on Friday.
No,
The
no,
schedule's printed at
The
the beginning
schedule-
of the year.
you're given the schedule at the beginning of the year. Everybody, each one of the members are giving one.
So,
What,
So it's-
what the emails that goes out is a, what is the word? Pretty much a reminder, hey, do you want any, you can send in, agenda items at any time.
yeah, I mean, I understand that, and I've thought about that, but then I think Lorena's got so much on her plate, is that something, you know, that she wants is
I mean, she does it
Random.
anyways.
random, suggestions for agenda?
I could tell you that if you guys were doing it over, as you get it, and not like the same week before the meeting, she would like that. Opposed to getting a bunch of emails trying to put this all together, if you're seeing things that need to be done and you email her, hey, this needs to be on the next agenda,
She,
whatever that is.
yeah, she has them already.
But it seemed like we used to get a lot more notice before.
That's the same time that she always does. Amount of time that she usually does. It's just, I mean,
2 hours before they have to be in, and that was the deal.
it's the responsibility of the members to bring in any items. She's making sure we have a quorum, is what that is.
And you know what, I get that, 2 hours, that's short, but just have some grace, she's got a lot going on right now, and
Right.
she's been really short-handed.
But yeah,
And her email didn't work,
Yeah, for a while.
yeah.
okay.
Okay.
She's just having it go.
Okay, anybody else need more time reading through the action agenda? Okay. Is there a motion to approve the action agenda from August 13th? Yeah.
yes.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion is approved. The action agenda is approved. Okay. All right, old business. Discussion on update from Friends of the Bisbee Pool. Do you want to do that, Logan?
Sure.
Oh, are they not coming?
Which one, wait, old,
We had a meeting at 1 o'clock today, and I can represent the Friends of the Bisbee Pool. Is that what you mean?
I guess so, yeah.
Friend, yeah.
Whoever put that in. Usually whoever puts the item in talks and discusses.
Oh, okay, well, I'll do it then.
Either way.
Okay, well, our feedback was that it was a wonderful year, great, let's see. The lifeguards were very pleasant, They were polite, they were respectful. Maybe they didn't always clean the locker room, but, you know, it was, you know, there was good rapport. And, you know, the pool always looked great. I don't think we were called out at all this. Maybe there was some weather, but I mean, we didn't miss a day, did we?
Not unless it was weather.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
a couple.
So-
And it's pretty short-lived, and I don't think it ever got completely shut down unless it was towards the end of the day.
Yeah, so a great year, as far as that. You know, we talked about the problem with shade, that the lifeguards and people sitting by the side of the pool, you know, would love to have some shade that didn't get blown over through in monsoons or, you know, even in a bad wind. We suggested upgrading the vacuum and especially the poles and the tubes that go with the vacuum brush and vacuum cleaner. What else did we talk about?
Swim lessons.
Swim lessons, yeah.
For next year.
Definitely in favor of those. Logan mentioned that it could be put onto a reservation system for all of the recreation that, you know, could be supported by the city next summer. But yeah, swim lessons, my view is that when they were after work, like at 5 or 5:30, we had a really good turnout, and then parents could stay and watch their kids, you know, learn to swim, and you know, we would like the fees to be as low as possible, you know, just to you know, support families and to encourage people to swim. And that's something that, I don't know if it came up, but we talked about it at our friends meeting, that we would be willing to fundraise for something like that. And not thinking free is a good idea, because if they're free, they have no value, you know, and then people just don't come. But if they are, you know, if it's a reasonable price for families, especially if they have several kids, it might, you know, it would be great if we could keep the cost down.
A family pass or something like that, you know?
Yeah, you know, we recommended a pool manager for next summer that could
Okay.
whip those kids into shape. Yeah, I mean, just somebody that's kind of in charge and reminds them of things they need to do. I think that was about all. We just, you know, we love the pool, and we were so happy that it stayed open until October 5th. That was incredible.
That was incredible.
Yeah, we were happy to make it happen too.
Yeah, it worked out really well. I think that's, you know, mostly what, you know, what we've been thinking. But, you know, we do want to continue supporting the pool.
And I'll add on to that, just with what we talked about with the swim lessons. We were talking about reaching out to the school and seeing if teachers would possibly be interested in becoming instructors, because they are also part of the ASRS system that Kaylin brought up. So potentially could help them with their own. It could be part of it, but it could just be a good summertime job, and then we would have people that would be reoccurring and not going to college. These guys are done with it, so
But they would also have to go back
to
in
research.
August, yeah. I mean, go back to school in August.
Right. Well,
So- Then we're back to our adult guards.
yeah, I see swim lessons between June and August,
Yeah,
and that's it.
yeah.
Otherwise, school's going.
Yeah, usually in the first month.
For just the
It's just
lessons, you
swim
mean?
lessons.
Mhm.
You're right, in June, because then you don't get called out, especially at the end of the day. If they're closed because of monsoon, so.
Yeah.
And then they can swim for the rest of the summer, hopefully in the deep end.
What else was there? Oh, we're gonna go ahead and work on SOP and a pool facility book, more or less, so that anybody could go there and be like, how do you respond to this situation? what do you do with this? Or I wanna be able, if there's a question, the kids to flip it up and go, okay, this is what the answer is, clear, black and white. With this many people, we pulled a lane out for, what is it?
Water
Aerobics, thank you. And if there's not, we can leave it, so. Just better guidance.
Nice.
All right, any other discussion on the pool?
Oh, we can, when we were helping them with the covers, they were falling apart. Is that something that?
Yeah, we did talk about that, yeah.
Oh, did you talk about that at the,
Hoping to get, new
is that
covers
an
and
expensive, is that a big thing?
rollers and.
Oh,
Expensive?
but
Kind of,
when we were pulling them, I mean, they were, I don't know, I'm sure you're aware of the covers that they're
Yeah.
starting to rip and.
After 1 year, wow. Or, I mean, not even a year.
I blame the young lifeguards, because if you handle them carefully, they were much thicker than the years past, or the year past, where they were quite thin.
They close it every night?
I don't know if we can blame that on the lifeguards, because I don't recall any damage until after we started just dragging them out and not rolling them up. Once we started leaving them on the thing there and not putting them away, that's when Josh said that's the first time I heard about damage. And because he was like, hey, we're not making them roll it up. I'm like, well, it's just easier for them. There's not as many, it's just two. And he's like, well, we got damage on it now, so.
Well, it seemed like the edges where you pull.
It's the edge.
Right, there was some damage that happened. It wasn't the kids, it was wind from the gator clips on the edge of it, and they came in the morning and the wind ripped it. And it just got under, pulled it, and then the gator clip pinched and tore.
Those
Did
clips-
its job.
Did
Yeah.
what work well, though.
Yeah.
Hmm.
But we said, in order to get the pool roller for this and change our current operation, it will have to be custom built, more or less. And I know that BBI looked into it, and they decided to go with $20,000 worth of artificial grass. So I don't know the details of what it will take, but they did bring up we have some very talented fabricators in town. So maybe we can find somebody that could possibly, help us figure something out. Huh?
In aluminum.
The aluminum,
Hopefully.
yeah. So maybe with TIG welding. So,
Okay, anything else on the pool? Number 2, old business, project on converting 2 tennis courts at Vista Park into 6 pickleball courts in cooperation with the school district and Bisbee Vogue. Oh, Bisbee Vogue, okay.
Ooh, that's nice.
Do you have any information on that? Further?
None at this time. We haven't been able to take the time, well, not take the time, but been able to have time to work on this at this point since August. Our projects and everything have been built up over the last 3 months, so we haven't had a chance to even get onto this.
and it was also because there's a new school superintendent, and we wanted him to get his feet wet for the first
Yeah.
quarter and everything before we start going and asking.
So is that
Stuff.
something that we could count on you remembering to put in the agenda for next time, or is that something that's on us?
Just put repeat.
Yeah, we can put on repeat.
Okay,
If it's on there to repeat,
So
then we
the
can do that.
superintendent is that just who we're going to? I mean,
That's what we started
would
the
be
conversation with. I imagine
That's where
we'll
you
have to go to the
start.
board.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think
I like starting at the top.
people have started to talk to the board.
Well, what he'll do is he'll be like, yeah, okay, this is my thoughts, and we can take it to the
Yeah.
school board.
Right.
So, I already spoke to Carol Lloyd briefly about it, just to kind of feel her out, and she was very much into tennis, so I think when we do this, we need to bring some good numbers, because Linda's right, I mean, it's one of the fastest growing sports in the US. I mean, Maryland started doing a high school team finally, did the first state, but there's gonna be other places too. I'm like, why don't we get Arizona?
I've seen high school kids at our pickleball court.
Well, actual high school, like,
Team.
competition in Maryland, so
Oh, yeah,
it's,
but I mean, just kids showing up and here. in
yeah, it's
Bisbee.
play.
Yeah.
Well, you can check them out in the library, the
Yeah,
balls and
yeah,
everything.
you can.
I know I'd probably be more
Maybe.
likely to pay if it was down at the Warren, because I live over there, so,
Right.
instead of having to drive to Old Bisbee.
But yeah, no, and I knew this was coming, but we just did not have the ability to do this
Do
in
you-
the last 3 months.
Do you think, because I think you probably have an IGA with the school district for the Melody Lane, Wichita School?
Yes, yes.
So would this require a new IGA, do you think?
Yeah, it would.
Okay.
Which is not, it's not anything hard, it's just the time of getting people's schedules to correlate
Okay,
with that,
Okay.
so. This is something we'll be able to, we're gonna try and push again to reach out and try and get something together.
okay, good. Yeah, so I think the
Yeah.
the
Yeah, we can
community
just-
would definitely appreciate it.
That'd be huge.
And, I mean, it's not a given that it's gonna be a yes. We'll just have to
Sure,
give them, some information of, hey, this is why we think this should happen. Parks and Recs, Parks, the Recreation Committee supports it. We have, pickleball groups that support it, so, yeah.
And we're hoping BBI will fund it, right?
well, it seems like it could be up their alley.
Yeah, I guess so.
Okay,
So-
no more old business, new business. So discussion and possible recommendation to change Upper Vista Park to I'm changing that to Chihuahua Desert Garden.
Yeah, somehow like,
Well, maybe
that was a typo.
handwriting isn't great.
Can I ask you ladies to put the microphone just closer, because I can't hear a lot of it?
Yep.
Or talking, I guess not.
That helps
Okay,
the
never
camera
mind.
too.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, that's fine.
To me, it's I don't see a lot of need for discussion. I mean, who cares if it's not really, it's not that, I don't mean that, but it seems like kind of a simple thing, but we should definitely put it out there. Anybody have any,
No, I like it. I like the idea that they have declared it the Chihuahua, because I know we're kind of on the edge, so. But according to the native plants, we're the Chihuahua Desert, so it's nice to share that with everybody, because, they don't know.
Yeah.
And it's awesome. It's coming along really well.
So, if this gets, recommended, tonight, then it would go to council, for final, recommendation and approval. One of the things I see on this is, this park has been named Vista Park since it was created. So, it's pretty, has a lot of history, so I don't know how, people in Warren are gonna react to that.
So
I'm not
it
sure.
won't be Vista Park, the rest of the park won't be Vista Park?
Yeah,
Well, it's always
the
gonna
rest
be
of
just
it-
the
the
park.
whole thing
Garden
is,
It would
within
just
the
be the
park.
garden within the park.
Yeah.
So that's not,
Vista Park's garden.
I can't imagine that being a thing, because it's part of, it's.
yeah, but you're,
It's a garden within the park, I guess.
so you're
Yeah.
breaking up the park, pretty much, or ending.
It's within the mark.
Naming an area.
I'm just saying, I'm
Yeah.
just saying,
Right.
oh, yeah, someone will complain. Right?
just putting what is things that could come up, that's all I'm stating.
Right.
Are there
I'm not stating
We're
mine.
not changing the name of the
I'm not-
park.
Are there separate signs now for upper, middle, and lower?
No,
Vista?
no, that's just what, a reference,
Yeah,
it's all Vista Park.
right,
We just reference Upper Vista, Lower Vista for reference, but it's all named Vista Park.
Right. So it still would be,
It's got those nice signs that
except for
say
this,
that.
except
Yes.
I
for
do
the
like
garden
this.
part.
It's like if we decided to put a sign for the playground in Vista Park, the Chihuahuan Desert Garden in Vista Park. I don't know. Is that kind of?
Yeah, I don't know.
Not that, I'm
What
not
they're-
saying it's not, that was an example, I'm just saying it's part of the park, like you said, but it's
Yeah,
just
because
a.
that's one thing I didn't understand is, are you changing that section of the park to be named that, or are you just naming
The garden.
the garden as that?
Yeah.
Is that the
so
intent?
Val, what's the intent on that?
So for me, I would like, and for the group as
Is this
well,
proper?
We, first of all, most of the neighborhood
Not
knows
really,
what it is,
Yeah.
that it's a native park. They maybe not know the name of Chihuahua Desert Garden, but they know this is something different than what was there before. So, and we have had nothing but, people, thumbs up, pretty much. So, but on the aspect of the Chihuahua Desert Garden, it's also to identify something formally, like that we could advertise on, or,
And show people that
yeah.
this is a desert garden, no
Yes.
matter what it's called.
So, I mean, birders, or so many people would be interested in that, because not many, there aren't any other Chihuahua Desert Gardens around, so. And even with, you know, the visitor center, they have a nice brochure with a map on the back. I would love to have us, you know, have a place on that map and say, for visitors, there's a, you know, most people, they are the locals, they understand what's going on, but there are people from out of town also that, you know.
So, I mean, my thought is it would be the Chihuahua Desert Garden in Vista Park.
Sure.
Is your intent to make signs
Oh, yeah.
that you, yeah,
We
so-
have a big entrance sign that we have planned, and it will be something like that. We didn't have at Vista Park in mind, but that, I don't see a problem with that. I
That's
just
the
want to-
location, I mean.
Yeah,
I
I
think
just
that
want
would
to
just
be
be a way of
prominent.
selling it,
Yeah.
that we're not changing anything, we're
Yeah.
just, adding to the park, what's
And it
there.
could be a smaller font at the bottom, you know.
And at the moment, like, when I go try and do a search, it doesn't, it just comes, this gazebo comes up. So I want some kind of identifier that other people can look, I can, you know, tag it, send
Yeah,
the map
I get it.
to it and
Yeah,
stuff
I
like
get it.
that. So it's, I think it's really important for the city, and it's really, or for Warren, and it's important to us, because we love the park.
You know, the-
Yeah, and I think it would help people to identify it, because there are people that have lived here for quite a few years that don't know we have a swimming pool.
Right.
So, you know, so do we want to add, and do we want a recommendation to say Chihuahua, is it Chihuahua or Chihuahuan?
Chihuahua.
Chihuahua Desert Garden at Vista Park.
At Vista Park. I'm okay with that.
So that I make sure we have this correct, so it's on correct it when it goes to council. How do you spell, how do you wanna spell it?
Oh, CHIHUAHUA.
Okay,
I'm
That's easy.
finally used to typing it.
What's
First I was like,
It'll
Okay.
come up in spell check or whatever. you know.
okay, I just
I'll
wanna,
do
Does
that.
I just wanna make sure I get it right.
Yeah,
Well,
this time.
it's right.
So are we ready for a motion, or is there more discussion?
Okay.
I move that we recommend to council to identify a Chihuahua Desert Garden at Vista Park in the Upper Vista. Does that sound?
At this point, yeah, that's fine.
Is there a second?
I second.
All those in favor, aye.
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 Opposed? Passed. Okay, so you'll take that to
Yes.
council, and then how will they know that they can start on their sign?
Once it gets, once it passes council, you can reach out to us and we can have, nothing will get signed, it'll just be approved or not approved.
Okay, and that will be within a month or something?
yeah, we actually have a sign design in advance waiting for this, so
Yeah.
it's.
Okay. Yeah, because of Thanksgiving, it might be in the first,
December?
meeting in December, I believe, is when it would be.
Yeah, well, that's a nice thing that we
Yeah.
can do.
Really good. Thank
And
you so
Thank
much.
you for working so hard on that
Yeah.
garden, it's incredible.
Sure.
We do like it.
Do you,
I like it between the tennis courts and the upper Vista, so I'm,
Right.
Oh,
I live at the playground, really.
you've got skin at the game, skin in the
Sorry,
game.
I'm not hanging out.
And I do kinda like tennis, so you guys might,
Yeah,
they do play, people do still play, so.
Yeah, I see him every now and then.
And they play pickleball there, they just wing it.
yeah, we can, it seems like we could share. Okay, new business. Number 2, discussion and feedback from committee to city planner Emmanuel Stewart on Parks and Recreation element for the City of Bisbee General Plan update.
Hello,
Hi.
I'm Emmanuel Stewart, the city planner.
You were here in August.
So essentially what I want to do is, have you all taken a look at the city of Bisbee's general plan in a while? Okay, so we're working on our update for the general plan, kind of where we are wanting to go with the city, policies, goals, and I'm doing a lot of outreach in the community right now, talking with people, talking to different boards and commissions, going out into the community, really getting a lot of feedback from people, their ideas, kind of a future vision for the city of Bisbee. And our current plan doesn't really have anything that really mentions parks and recreation. And a lot of cities really do have an element. You know, I mean, some cities have an actual parks master plan. We don't have that. We do have a parks plan that was written in 1993, and it's more like a kind of more like almost like a document that kind of outlines designing the parks, and so that really is talking about a lot of parks that, or just all the parks that exist right now, and just, so essentially I think that plan is come and gone. I mean, we're talking like 20, 31 years ago, math. So I'm really wanting to really talk about parks and recreation specifically, right? So I just want to ask you all some questions and then share some upcoming ideas and things that will be happening or could be happening, a little bit of both. So right now, I really want to think about sort of like, you know, like right now you all, so we have in our last plan we have a couple of policies that are related to parks or regarding parks. One is that is a purchase of the railroad right-of-way to be reused for utilities, linear parks and bicycle trails, which could be something. I mean, it's definitely, we do have a mobility master plan that mentions doing these things as well. And then another element, another policy from the current plan is to provide bicycle and pedestrian trail connectivity between parks, neighborhoods, schools, and public facilities. So that's another thing that we could mention. That's a policy. We can continue to develop these ideas a bit more. Also, what we're working on right now currently is a shade tree master plan. So essentially, I've been working with a person from essentially he has a grant to help Bisbee identify shade trees that exist in city-owned properties and right-of-ways. This includes parks, and come up with some policy goals to actually increase shade trees and to become a tree city.
Who is this person?
His name is
Tom?
Tom, it is Tom, yes.
We've done so many we did a study of Warren and Arizona Street about 7 or 8 years ago. That should be still available. I might have some of that information for you.
Yeah, if you have that information, that'd be great. I mean, I think it's always going to be great to always do these plans, update them, mainly because a good thing about the general plan and having it be updated on a regular basis is that you really kind of reassess where you are, and also when you have more current studies or more current policy goals, it helps to, when you're writing grants, it helps you to get funding more easily, generally, because they're like, oh, okay, you still are valuing these elements, like more trees or more parks or some element of parks or anything, So you definitely want to just keep, that conversation going and just make, and show that you are still talking about it and you're still thinking about it and you're updating your ideas, and you're like, okay, we've done this, we've made this goal happen, and now we're moving on to the next goal. So, Also, with Tom, from the Shade Tree Master Plan, they want to do some, a bit of water catchment. So Project Wildlife, which actually, they were just here a minute ago, they are wanting to do some water catchment basins for creating some like wildlife areas, and also helping retain water instead of having it flowing and running off. So we can actually have like some native plants and some water catchment to just avoid like just runoff or even puddling, in the parks. So also, I've been talking with them, and they've kind of floated some ideas out there about, doing along between the road and the park, in Vista Park, just sort of like that transitional area, managing like by the tennis courts and stuff, potentially, fixing, so like creating some basins right there, so we can, grow some trees, and actually, so that could be another method to grow more trees in the park. So, I kind of want to just kind of get your feedback a little bit on sort of what are some of the goals that you have, you're in this committee, I guess kind of like maybe some visions and goals that you have for parks in the city of Bisbee. Anyone? Any takers?
Well, I mean, we've talked, over and over about, using basketball courts in other parts of the city.
Mm-hmm.
There was an IGA with the city
Mhm.
to use the basketball courts at Huachuca Terrace School,
Mm-hmm.
and, it lasted for a while, I'm not sure.
Using basketball courts?
There are basketball courts at that school,
Mm-hmm.
and for a while we put up new nets,
Mm.
and I think painted free throw lines and stuff like that.
Yeah, okay.
Because
So,
there's nothing out there in San Jose, so
Mhm.
that, I think it happened for a while, and then maybe IGA ran out, and
Okay.
it's not part of the plan anymore.
Okay.
We've worked on adopted tree over the years,
Mhm.
and, in the parks. We've, talked about the bathroom at Garfield.
Mhm. What happened to the bathroom at Garfield?
I don't know.
Oh, okay. They needed a bathroom, or they?
There's a porta potty there.
Oh, I see.
And
Okay.
there was a plan to take out one of the.
Shade structures?
Yeah, and put in a real bathroom.
Oh, okay.
And, whatever. I mean, we're always talking about the pool
Yeah.
and making improvements on that.
Mhm.
I think, one of the main goals is, just keeping the parks up,
Mhm.
but, cutting back on the, really thirsty parts.
Mhm.
Or trying to, and I guess that's part of it, we talked a little bit about watering in the parks, and
Uh-huh.
how we can maybe get that better under control,
Yeah. Okay.
and, have more employees, that's always a goal.
More, what's that?
Employees,
Employees, yes.
so that they can deal with all these 14 parks. But yeah, we don't have a list of goals that would be a good thing.
Yeah, I guess, if you could think of a
Kind
list
of a
of.
general plan.
What's that?
Kind of a general plan.
Yeah, well,
Yes.
it is about getting people's, I think about needs, like you kind of threw out kind of a sort of a needs assessment, right? We need more bathrooms, we need more people to maintain the facilities, we need, recreational facilities for kids in San Jose, in the
Yes.
community.
San Jose, definitely.
We need more, I was thinking some other ideas. It's like, we don't really have any policy goals related to parks that I can really think of. Nothing current.
Is that something that we should have a special session with? Can we do that just with Emmanuel and the Parks Committee?
Yeah.
Yeah, you could, if you wanted to.
And
you could have a
just
meeting.
brainstorm?
Yeah, absolutely.
When all 5 of us can be
Yeah.
here?
All 5 of you, yes, I know, it's, last week I went to the Arts Commission, and it was a really similar story, they didn't have a quorum, and I kind of just talked at them a little bit about the arts and stuff, and just kind of got a little bit of understanding, they're like, well, we need to do this again when everybody's here, so. But I mean, so, and I think that this conversation always just is gonna be a back and forth until this plan is written, right? And so I'm, and I show up and I'm like, hey, how's it going, just want to get some ideas from you, get your creative juices flowing, your
Yeah.
brain rolling, gears turning, so, what I've gotten from the community, feedback-wise, is that people want to see more facilities for kids in San Jose specifically, and it seems like you all have already maybe heard that and have seen that that's a need, right? It's necessary. Also like soccer field, sports facility, recreational facilities.
Are you working with the science lab out in
I-
Melody Lane?
I am in Communicate, I talk with them a lot, and I do get a lot of feedback from them and so yeah, I am in touch with them.
Have they got a master plan yet that,
They do. Have you been to their website? It's certainly quite something. They've got a lot of, they should have a map of all the things in the facilities that they want to build and have on their land, so.
Nice.
and their grant is
Yeah.
still,
We're working on it right now. They're kind of doing the groundwork to get it, through the city and everything. So, do we have any sort of recreation programs at all?
those went away about 10, 12 years ago.
Okay.
There used to be some right before your time.
I'll say, yeah, that had been right before I started.
Yeah,
It's your
there
fault.
used to
It's your
be,
fault.
there used to be some programs in the summer,
Okay.
for kids.
Mhm.
And then, and then the city ran out of money.
Oh.
If we had
Boys
a
and
real,
Girls Club.
well,
They do a really good job.
it was kind of before the Boys and Girls Club
Okay.
really got, although that, Boys and Girls, they just celebrating 20 years, something like that. Anyway, yes, there used to be a rec program, and then it just became too onerous because mostly, I think, there wasn't the personnel to organize it
Mhm.
or the funds to, and so that, kind of let the Boys and Girls Club take that over.
That took it over. So the Boys and Girls Club is it sort of came in and sort of like picked up the slack of it.
Yeah, but I think we've talked a little bit about, trying to coordinate because they've been doing this for a while. and
Yeah.
Just need some, more support probably.
Right, I mean, they do get money, right? Here, and, yeah, you could, because I think about potentially,
And the school district.
in the school district,
Yeah.
yeah, potentially doing a partnership, right? I'm thinking about partnerships and options for funding. You could partner with the.
Yeah, that's one of our tasks that we're needing to do as well.
That's one of the tasks that you're working on right now,
Yeah.
or you've been working on?
Yeah, we need to do.
Okay.
It seemed like the community kind of stepped up and handled some rec, really.
Yeah.
And it's just,
Yeah.
there's
Yeah, I've
weird
been
classes
here.
around town.
There's some
Yeah,
community.
so it just seems like the community is kind of filled in.
Do we have, facilities for community members to come and do something like teach a class or something?
Well, the senior center,
Senior
you know,
center? Mhm.
for me,
Mhm.
my age group,
Yeah,
and I think BAC does the, and the central school has, they have a mandate
they do.
to, when the school district sold the building to the cooperative,
Mhm.
they mandated that they would do a certain amount of community outreach, and they do.
Yeah,
Like the
okay,
Make Festival and all that.
Yeah,
art
okay.
stuff, mhm.
great.
But,
So they have to.
yeah,
I mean,
so much is centered around Old Bisbee, and there aren't any kids in Old Bisbee.
no, yeah, no.
Well, they do have at the annex, they were having the artists come in and do art with community members and kids.
Mhm.
And that's ongoing, that's going on.
Oh, great,
And
okay.
during the school year,
Hmm?
in the school year too.
I believe in the school year too.
Uh-huh.
Yep, yep.
Yeah, our library's so wonderful.
They
Yeah,
are.
no, they had the library.
And it is at the annex, it's so, because that's where, that's where kids are.
There's more
too.
room too, I guess.
There's more room, yeah.
Yeah, they actually do have a couple places. I get, I guess they can't get any more space, but they have space, so.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's great, okay. Do we have, I know that there's a Friends of Warren Ballpark. But do we have a Friends of the Park in general? Like potentially like a framework for volunteerism or advocacy for people for the parks?
Oh, we've got the Friends of the Pool,
Okay, and they have,
Friends
okay,
of the Library.
okay.
Yeah.
Bloomers.
Bloomers, right, they're definitely
Yeah.
a volunteer organization.
Yeah,
And actually our, not mandate, but kind of our mandate is that we take care of the parks and city property.
the city,
We don't take care of it. Did I say that? I'm sorry. We can help fund and make proposals so that the city can do all the work, because the Bloomers are, we're kind of a bunch of old ladies.
Okay.
I was about to get excited right there.
You're like, oh, we have
You knew I was mistaken,
people
right?
with lawnmowers and clippers and, okay. So the Bloomers Fun Park.
Right, and
Park.
supposedly the Newheim House, and, and projects around the city, including the Vista.
Okay, yeah. Well, that's great, okay, great, good to know, that's fantastic. Let's see, yeah, it seems like we have to work on recreational facilities, and I know some people were really into the pickleball courts, and so it sounds like we're making strides in the pickleball community.
And it's getting younger, the community.
Yeah.
Kids are interested.
Yeah.
It's not just for old people.
Now, is pickleball where you throw the ball and
No,
hit the other ball?
it's like ping pong.
It's like smash ball with the net.
Okay.
It's like tennis, kind of.
Oh, okay,
But
right.
it's like pick
But it's
smash
shorter,
ball
faster,
racket. kind
Oh,
of,
okay.
hard.
racket ball.
Oh, okay, I was in Old Bisbee, a couple days ago, and I saw some people playing some type of ball game with heavy wooden balls where they threw them and hit the other balls, and I was like,
Bocce balls?
I guess that's probably what that is.
Where were you?
Old Bisbee, it was at Gora Park.
Yeah, that's pétanque, and those are metal balls, and it's French.
Oh, pétanque.
Pétanque.
What's this like?
T-A-N-Q.
Like the ball hits the ball goes pétanque?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
That's it.
Who plays it?
I
Who
didn't,
was there?
Cinda.
Oh, Cindy?
I didn't know any of the people, but that
Oh.
doesn't
We
mean.
have a lot of people that are throwing horseshoes now. Instead of
Yeah.
bocce,
Good.
they put in some stakes and
Good.
Yeah,
Good.
we put those in.
Good,
so they're doing it. I mean, they wanted to play.
yeah,
That's good.
The
I'm glad
bocce
they're
ball people
using it.
fizzled out apparently.
Oh, yeah.
never
Watch
got. I'm so glad that you are lighting a fire.
Well, I mean, it's really about, kind of helping everybody, limited resources, but, getting people kind of together to kind of, think about ways to, kind of just get us, I'm a planner, so, it's like,
What you
hey,
doing?
I have a lot of ideas, who wants to help carry them out, instead of,
That's right.
these fellows over here, they're busy. But anyway, so one of the other things I was thinking about potentially, and this is just some stuff I kind of pulled off of another parts plan that I was reading, because a lot of times you really just start with what exists elsewhere and what you don't see here. And one thing I was thinking about was potentially, for our parks and open spaces, doing low impact, sustainable green building practices for, say, like ramadas, shades, benches, potentially, doing community, considering that, we kind of,
It is something that we studied for several years,
Yeah.
and we did put out quite a few more benches,
Mhm.
and I think we even, some new ramadas too. We all went around to all the parks and kind of looked to see what we thought was a need.
Yeah.
So I think we feel pretty good about shade and benches.
Benches are nice.
I mean,
Yeah.
there's
I
never
think
too many.
this
yes.
part could get a little bit more.
Like on the cute bench and the little tree by the kiosk is adorable.
Yeah.
We love that.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
very cute.
Is somebody actually gonna sit?
It's very cute, yeah. yeah.
I sit there on my bike ride.
Okay.
I stop there and sit down
It's
and,
made it a really, it's made it a whole space, I like it a lot.
yeah.
And there's a tree been planted?
Brand new tree, yeah, right in front of the benches
Good,
too.
good, okay.
Yeah, and I was thinking about that, yeah, or like maybe incorporating some, I know there's kind of a bigger, I'm meeting more people who are into natural building and stuff here, and I think, potentially, you know, building, maybe in one of these parks, like building a ramada out of, existing natural wood materials, and maybe like making a bench out of like clay or like cob.
Yeah, up in the Chihuahua Desert Garden, we need
We
that.
have that fine metal one under the tree. and
Well, yeah, we'll get a metal artist to just kind
We
of,
need
you
the
know,
new
build-
gazebo up in the
Yeah.
Chihuahua Park,
Yeah.
whatever it is. I forgot what it is.
Yeah, you know, but mostly people are wanting facilities. That's the biggest thing. People are like, I want a sports recreation facility for kids in San Jose. That's the biggest thing, you know, you have people from council members to kids at, you know, these trunk or trees, and you're like, I want a recreation facility. So anyway,
So which department, are you in Public Works, is that your department, or,
community development.
so who's the head of that?
Yeah.
Oh, you just happen to be the head of that too.
I wear a lot of hats.
All right,
Yeah,
so you guys communicate and,
yeah, we'll talk.
yeah.
Yeah, so I just wanna get maybe the next meeting that we have, I can get on the agenda again, and or actually we can do study sessions as well, we can do a session together where we all just kind of, you know, spend an hour or so, maybe in, you know, any time that works for people
I
during the
think
day
we're
or the
kind of
evening.
up for things like that, aren't we?
Yeah, I mean,
Yes,
Yeah,
okay, great. Yeah.
I mean, we like direction.
Yeah, okay, good deal. And I can come up with a more robust, set of policy goals I can throw at you and see.
Yeah.
what we
And
can do.
locations in San Jose, and what parks do we actually have in San Jose?
That's the problem, in
I
our
know.
city, so.
but don't they have all that land, didn't they just acquire it or something weird?
Yeah, we do have 17 point something acres, that is, if it gets built, forgive me, not if, when it
Thank you.
gets built out, there is a pocket park in that, neighborhood.
Pocket
That's
park, pocket park.
plotted out.
Pocket
Pocket
park
park.
means like a climbing structure,
Yeah, probably something like that.
yeah.
A gazebo and,
Yeah.
for kids.
Tea time, yeah, so if you can think about, you know, next time you can have, you know, we talk goals, partnerships, potential funding ideas,
I
you
think,
know.
I think we need a special meeting. I don't think on our own we
What-
are gonna come up with
What I
goals.
think you can do is a work session.
Yeah,
That'd be
that
good.
is also better.
Okay.
Thank you. And then, so we have, is that something that Lorena has to look and see what?
Yeah,
Venues are
she'll have to
available.
get with Nina, and see when we can have, well, a work session is actually easier, cause we can kinda do that, you know, it doesn't have to be here
Or at
necessarily.
5:30?
Or at 5:30?
Yeah, it's usually at 5:30
Oh, is it, okay.
still, I'm pretty sure I found that.
Not
out.
changeable.
So,
Well, we met at
City Hall, yeah.
Last time we had. a
Yeah,
work
that one
session.
was a little bit, more personable, than here,
Yeah,
so.
yeah.
We can do that again, or we
So
can, you
should
know, do
we, like, shoot for something in February, or
February is our next meeting.
it teaches?
Sometime, we don't know when exactly, but it's usually in February.
We're not gonna necessarily stick with the second Tuesday or anything like that?
Possibly if that's what, I mean, it just depends on,
Usually follows a similar pattern.
yeah, usually it will be the same, if it's the second, but it's just a matter of what other committees have come.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually looked through all my stuff, I couldn't find a schedule for the whole year from this year.
Yeah, it usually looks something like this. That schedule usually looks something like
Yeah.
this.
December
Yeah.
15th,
Yeah,
2023, so
shows.
it would have been sent out last December.
Yeah.
And that's, yeah, that was for 2023.
No, it was for 24, it sent out December of 23.
So I'm gonna anticipate Nina having a schedule out around the mid-December for the next year.
Okay,
Yeah.
but do we want to procrastinate until February for, or like early February for a
What,
work session?
when would, what would you think? Because you're the one that knows the timeline.
Well, honestly, between now and the next parks meeting, I think, anytime within there would be great.
So, end
Or
of,
like before our next meeting, January?
January
okay,
work session?
Yeah, January work session, we could do that.
And then we can, I mean, that's a way, so it's hard to know what is gonna be here, but what days work for that?
yeah, if it's 5:30, just.
Because a
about
work
the
session can be, we don't have to be, if we're not here, we can do it on a different day
Yeah.
for a work session.
day. Yeah, any day.
No conflict here.
Okay. Yeah, right, just not the same day as the council meeting or something, right? Or
Yeah,
the zoning
Yeah, we
commission.
don't wanna have it on a Tuesday that's.
Or a DRB. Or,
Well, yeah, we don't have the dates yet for that, huh?
uh,
For January, so we can just try and pick one and update and see if that works, when we get the new schedules. If it doesn't work, we can reschedule that.
Okay,
Okay.
okay.
So, we can do it, for me, it's Monday, Tuesday, or Thursday. Monday, Tuesday is usually the best.
Okay,
Me too.
Okay. So you wanna try the 13th of January? Or we can do the 27th of January.
13th is a Tuesday.
Middle of the month?
I like 13.
Okay.
your team?
Call it.
Alright.
Okay, anything else about, for Emmanuel? Is that, you're not Manny or?
You can call me that if you want.
What's your mother call you?
Emmanuel is what everybody calls him.
Yeah.
I have, I
I'd like to know your
actually,
mother
I
calls.
still have his. You can, yeah, I have one.
you. He does?